Ah!
I read your letters, convict. Don't play no reindeer games with me.
Reindeer Games is a 2000 crime action thriller film that would receive mixed to negative reviews, but would find a cult following as a Christmas thriller during the first quarter of the 21st century. In the Upper Peninsula of Michigan near Iron Mountain, at a prison, two cellmates are awaiting their simultaneous release. Rudy Duncan, played by Ben Affleck, is getting out after serving 5 years for stealing cars. Nick Cassidy, played by James Frain, is getting out after 3 years for manslaughter after killing a guy attacking his girlfriend at a bar. Nick has been exchanging letters with a 25-year-old woman named Ashley Mercer, played by Charlize Theron. And while they have never met, he finds himself eagerly awaiting his release.
I've made my list and I've checked it twice, and as long as you're naughty, it's gonna be nice.
All that gets me through the day is to close my eyes and imagine holding you. Because I know I'll feel at that moment I've found the reason for my whole entire life.
She sounds pretty mature for 25.
You grew up in Detroit, you get matured real quick.
Yeah. Either that or those pictures are 10 years old.
Me and her, we got a connection. Jesus Christ, this fucking shit. Should have written to that magazine, Rudy.
Oh, I should have, yeah.
After a fight breaks out in the prison dining hall, Nick is killed.
Cassidy's down! Cassidy's down! Ashley, you're gonna be there. Oh my God, Jesus, Rudy. Okay, you're gonna be there. Ashley, hold on. No, Ashley, I'm gonna be there. Guard! Keep the guard! Nick, you can breathe. Guard! Guard!
Upon his release, Rudy spots Ashley standing outside, searching for Nick. Rudy then makes a decision to pose as Nick himself.
Look, Ashley, I'm sorry. I was scared that I was going to walk out there and you were going to take one look at me and just turn around. You know, I was scared I was walking out a heartache. And all those letters and all those words, and you have a picture in your mind. I was scared you'd see me and I just wouldn't be that picture that you had in your mind.
I figured you walked out of there and you saw my clothes or something and you just walked right the other way. You know, maybe you saw my coat or my hair.
Oh, hey, I like your coat.
Maybe you saw me and I didn't.
Having passionate sex all over a cabin, Rudy feels guilty over misleading Ashley about his true identity. He decides to keep up the ruse just throughout the holidays.
You're so pretty. Sweet. Why are you writing to get so calm? You don't even know.
I told you, Nick, remember?
Tell me again.
All the guys I've ever been with, they never wanted to get to know me. Who I am inside. They just wanted to get inside. A guy like you, Nick. God, I mean, 6 months before you can even touch my face. I figure a guy like that is gonna have to work to get to know me some other way.
After a trip to the store, they return to the cabin, and Rudy finds himself beaten by a gang of thugs, including Merlin, played by Clarence Williams III, Jumpy, played by Danny Trejo, and Pug, played by Donnell Logue. Led by Ashley's brother Gabriel Monster Mercer, played by Gary Sinise, Rudy is informed that Gabriel and his gang are planning on robbing a casino where Nick used to work.
I read a lot about you, Nick.
Gabriel, what are you doing here?
I read you're a man of some knowledge.
Gabriel.
Man of some travels.
Whatever you want from Nick, you got the wrong guy.
No!
Well, who are you now?
I'm not him, man. I'm not. She thinks I'm Nick. I'm not him.
Put him in the truck.
I got out. Nick didn't. I knew about her letters, and
You're not Nick Cassidy.
no, man. I just shared a cell.
But you were saying you were.
Yeah,
So you could get with my sister.
yeah.
So you could get down her chimney.
Yeah.
And you think telling me that's gonna help your cause?
Rudy tries explaining to them that he is not Nick, but Ashley reveals that she wrote to Nick knowing that Gabriel would likely use him for the robbery.
He knows you worked at that casino.
What? Oh my God! You set him up.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
When'd you decide to do it, Ash? Huh? After which one of his letters? What, the 40th? The 50th? The 1st? What?
No, Nick, you...
Look, I'm not Nick! Okay? You thought you'd fuck him over? Ah, shit! Guess what? He fucked you! Because I never worked at any casino, and I can't help you because I'm not him!
No, you don't understand. Just, I love you.
Oh, Jesus. Right! Hey, ma'am! Watch your mouth, it's Christmas.
My brother has killed people. I know this. You don't know him. You don't know what he's capable of. He will kill you. If you keep telling him that you're not you, he will kill you.
Realizing that he will almost certainly be killed if they learn the truth, Rudy resumes the ruse and pretends to be Nick. Rudy tells the gang that the casino map they drew is different than what he remembers, and it must have been remodeled. They send Rudy in wearing a disguise to survey the place and see if anything has been remodeled.
Do I get like a country western name, or are we just gonna keep the same?
You get recognized, you get a country western funeral. Come on.
There he runs into casino manager Jack Bangs, played by Dennis Farina.
Hey, how you doing, cowboy? How are you?
Good, great.
Jack Bangs is the name. Hey, listen now, Pelunk, you look like an intelligent fellow. Let me ask you something. Do you think that upstate Michigan needs another roadside casino? Or do you think that upstate Michigan needs an international gaming destination? What do you think?
Roadside casino.
How'd you hear about us? Radio, TV, cable?
Prison.
Merlin discovers that the casino was never remodeled, and Rudy makes a run for it. After Ashley falls through thin ice, Rudy saves her. When an innocent ice fisherman is an eyewitness, Gabriel spares Rudy's life, but kills the fisherman.
Jesus, please. I'm a farmer. I got a wife and family.
I got a hunger and a headache.
At a motel, Gabriel tortures Rudy with darts, lamenting his frustrations and warning Rudy, Nick, that he has only one more chance to help them with the robbery.
He didn't know it was me, Gabriel. Gabriel, he didn't know it was me. Please, just don't start trying to hit me.
Nick, I've been trying to hit you.
Because I do not deserve to be in some shitbag motel in the middle of bumfuck Michigan throwing darts at a worthless fucking convict!
Tonight we're We're gonna take one more look at that map. And this time, you better have something worth saying.
This was director John Frankenheimer's last feature-length theatrically released film. Frankenheimer was a highly acclaimed filmmaker, having directed classics including Birdman of Alcatraz, The Manchurian Candidate, 7 Days in May, and French Connection 2. The film was set in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, but it was shot in Vancouver and Prince George, British Columbia, Canada. Shooting began on March 15, 1999, and ended June 25, 1999. For the sex scene, Charlize Theron said spontaneity played a big role. There were no camera setups, just 2 Steadicam operators in the room with her and Ben Affleck, and they had no idea what they were going to do. The character names Rudy and Nick are an allusion to the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, from which this movie takes its title. This tidbit was discovered on a December 2012 episode of the podcast How Did This Get Made?, featuring Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas, and June Diane Raphael. They found it hilarious when they realized that Ben Affleck's character is supposed to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Reindeer Games refers to any fun activities which are enjoyed only by members of a clique, which is often purposefully made obvious to anyone existing outside of said clique in order to make them feel inadequate and left out.
But Ben Affleck has no clique.
He has no clique. He's a man by himself.
Yeah. So he's Rudolph in this scenario?
Well, his name is Rudy. Boom! Nailed it! Look at the symbolism!
The joke's on us. And do you know what his friend's name was?
No.
Nick!
Nick!
What was Charlize Theron's name? Ashley, but her real name was...
Blitzen.
Isaac Hayes appears as the prisoner who starts the food fight. And Ashton Kutcher appears as the man with whom Rudy switches clothing in the casino restroom. This movie was originally planned for a Christmas 1999 release, but it was delayed until February 2000 after a poor test screening in mid-1999. The film was cut by over 20 minutes before its original theatrical release date because of both a poor test screening and the MPAA's objection over the infamous dart torture scene. When the movie came out into theaters in February 2000, it was edited down to a shorter 104-minute version that wasn't as dark or gritty or sexy. John Frankenheimer's original version with the 20 minutes restored would be released 1 year later in the spring of 2001 as his director's cut. On a $42 million budget, the film grossed $32.2 million worldwide, making it an underperformer at the box office. In October 2007, Charlize Theron told Esquire magazine that Reindeer Games was her least favorite of any film she ever made. She said she thought it was a bad movie, but that she got to work with John Frankenheimer, and that was the reason she made the film. I first saw this movie in 2004 or 2005, and I enjoyed it. I should note, I think the director's cut with the additional 20 minutes makes for a better picture, but regardless, I never understood the hatred for this movie. I think people have to remember the context of the time when this movie was made. This was a classic late 1990s action thriller. The script was probably around in the mid-1990s. They filmed it in 1999. By the time it was released, it was 2000. Times had changed. Movie audiences had changed. Ben Affleck was huge at the time following films like Good Will Hunting and Armageddon, and Gary Sinise was huge at the time for movies like Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, and Ransom. A film like this was very A-list mainstream for 1999. However, the movie was released in late February after the Christmas season was already over, and it stayed in theaters as late as June of 2000. Nevertheless, as time went by following the release of this movie, it has taken on a cult following as a Christmas thriller. I recommend this movie for any fans of action, thriller, crime Christmas films. If you enjoy those, or if you are a fan of Ben Affleck, Gary Sinise, or Charlize Theron, you should check out Reindeer Games.